So we have here an update on the NCAA women's basketball scores for Friday, February 20th. And then we have other news in the world of women's basketball. Like today, a lot of the conferences are ending the regular seasons. So we'll know for like mid-majors. So we'll know a lot of the brackets they're playing next week, the week of like the second, third, like the fifth, sixth, seventh, maybe like those conferences are not playing like midweek to midweek, they actually end on the first. You'll know a lot of them will start playing on the 5th and the 6th. Maybe one the 7th, but I doubt it, but usually the 5th and the 6th. And for the next conference game would be, so they're just gonna have it be the conference tournament. But anyways, we'll know a lot of the games today. After today, we'll know a lot of the games that are scheduled and what teams are playing and when, and who plays. Who's gonna play the next potential opponent? Who the next potential opponent is in these tournaments. If you get a bye, if teams get byes to the next round, which a lot of conferences do, but not all. We have Columbia. They defeat Brown 70-44. Yale defeats Cornell 48-46. Georgia Southern over Old Dominion 86-79. Coastal Carolina 8-51 over App State dominates App State. Campbell defeats Townsend 58-57. 75-65 Drexel over Mammoth. 63-56 Texas State over South Alabama. Southern Miss 64-53 Louisiana. Georgia State 70-60 over Marshall. 83-63 Temple over Rice. 67-64 North Carolina A&T stays in first in the Coastal Athletic Association with that one. Hofstra 53-47 over Hampton. 71-62 Delaware over Swinburne. Charleston 81-51 over Elon dominates Elon. 71-51 William Mary over Northeastern. James Madison played a solid game. Louisiana never left. The game wasn't any doubt for them. 79-51 James Madison completes a perfect Sunbelt regular season. They had a 19-game winning streak as they beat their Max Sunbelt Challenge. They won their Max Sunbelt Challenge game against Ball State, and then they lost to Notre Dame against Texas, and they lost versus Texas, and then they lost at NC State, and they beat Villanova at Villanova. They only lost to Northern Illinois, Northern Arizona, which is the 2 losses in major in Big Sky play. However, they only lost to Northern Arizona in conference. Only has lost to believe Montana State. Yes. So James Madison does complete a perfect regular season in the Sun Belt. They still have some tournament games, but they have not completed a perfect regular tournament in the regular season, but they have completed a perfect regular season. And then Arkansas State defeats Troy 89-85, and then Pennsylvania 66-37 over Dartmouth, and Princeton remains tied or not tied, but second place. Second place. Princeton 70-58 over Harvard. And in the Ivy League, it looks like there's only 2 games to go. You play, there's 8 teams, each team plays twice, or 14 games, but you just see one's at home, one's in the road. And looks like top 4 will make the Ivy League tournament, the bottom 4 will not. Dartmouth is out. Yale, Cornell are learning. Brown might be Did Brown lose to Pennsylvania twice? No, Brown beat Pennsylvania 65-57. And they lost by 8. So it was a dead even wash if you go by point spread. So, but Brown still has to play Cornell and Yale, 2 winnable games. And Pennsylvania has Harvard and Princeton. She lost to Columbia twice. They lost to Harvard and they lost to Princeton. So Brown might have a chance to sneak in to the conference tournament. But Brown's going to have to do some work to sneak in the conference tournament as the 4th seed. And then there are a lot of conferences today that you'll know which teams, like the MEAC, you'll know. No, you won't know the MEAC, my bad, you won't know the MEAC. But Norfolk State, South Carolina State game has moved up to noon Eastern time. The game has moved up. It was I'm not sure what time it was already scheduled for, but it was not scheduled for noon Eastern, probably like 2 Eastern. Like a lot of the games are scheduled for on the women's side, 2 Eastern. And it moved up to noon Eastern. And then we have, the Horizon League that ends their regular season, their conference tournament starts on Tuesday. Like 10, the Big South is their regular tournament starts on, I want to say it's Thursday. Or maybe Wednesday I think it's Wednesday for the first round. Thursday is the quarters, so I believe. And then we have the Big South, the Horizon, like 10 Big South. And then we have there's some conferences that, like the NEC, they still got one more game after this, the 6th. Same with the Patriot League, they got one game next week. Same with the Metro Catholic Conference. Some teams have one on the 6th, others have one on 2. One on the 6th, one on the 8th. And then same with the MAC, they got one on the 5th and 8th. Southland, some teams in the Southland are done. Others, may have to play one. If so. The Big 12 will, the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC, Big East, Big 10, all tomorrow on the second. Some play in the first here. Some play in the second. A lot play in the second of those conferences. While the SEC exclusively on the Sunday, but the other 3, Big 10, the Big 12, the Big East, and all tomorrow. The tournaments as well for all the teams. The America East, that ends today. The WAC. I believe they still have a few more games afterwards. Yes, they do. 6th and 8th. And then we have the Summit, the Summit League. As they're playing. This usually before the Summit League was like midweek. Now it's ending now they're doing it so their conference tournament ends on Sunday. Now the CBS Sports Network deal. Package deal. They having it on like traditional like Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. I know. Before it's like the ESPN was on ESPN networks. They had to end like midweek so they get like their championship game on like TV for televised purposes. So that's why they did it that way. But the Summer League will end today. The SoCon will end today. The SWAC does not end today until the 8th. And the Ohio Valley Conference, that ends today. You'll know who plays in the Ohio Valley Conference tournament today and what seeds they get. You got top 8 making that conference tournament. And so all the teams are going to play at once. You can see all the teams right there that are fighting for seeding. You know? And then just all the teams in general looks like they're playing today. It's Eastern, so you know that they'll be Ohio Valley Conference today. The ASUN you will know as the ASUN. They're first. Their first round for the top 10 teams make it. 7 plays 10 and 8 plays 9 in a first round game. And the winner of 7, 8, 9 plays the 1 seed. And that is at the 1 seed's host. The 1 seed hosts the 8-9 game. It's a neutral site game for the 8-9 teams. 8-9 seeds, and the reason is because the first round games are on the Friday night, and then the quarterfinals will be the day after. So, and then the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals will be just like conference tournament games. It'll be just like conference games, essentially like midweek. But they won't do it on traditional conference days, like have it Thursday to set. Wait, then the semis be on Thursday, and the championship be Saturday. No, and I have it spaced out a little bit more, like maybe but but still, yeah, new campus sites. But you'll know the East Centerman. What's that? The American, you won't know quite yet. The American is so that's one more game day on the 4th and the 5th. Teams playing because their conference tournament starts like near the end of like the week, like in the Missouri Valley Conference. Their conference tournament goes. They play till the 8th of the regular season. The men's because the men's Valley Conference tournament or the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Excuse me. The men's Missouri Valley Conference tournament plays first for TV purposes, and they get the TV times, like CBS Sports Center for the semis and CBS for the championship. So, and then the women will get the TV time game. Will play secondly, so they get the TV time. Either on I think the women's is either on regional sports. I know it's in ESPN Plus, but it might be also in regional sports networks, like the conference tournament might be. Or they might, when it was ball, they might just hand it over to them, over the air, regional sports networks, over the air sports networks, Script Sports, or they might have stuck with it. But I know it used to be simulcast when I was on, maybe on ESPN Plus or whatever. It used to be from Fox Sports. And then I went to so or maybe those ones on ESPN3. It could be that too. You won't know the Mountain West. The Mountain West has a game next week on the 4th. Most teams play on the 4th, all except 2. Then there's 2 teams that play on the 5th, and that's the FS1 showcase game for the one that's 2 showcase games. I know they had one earlier, and they had one on the 5th. I can't remember. I don't know if they had any other ones. I can't remember if they did. I don't believe they did. I know last season for the Mountain West they hardly had any for the women's. And this year they don't. But FS1 doesn't. But maybe it's not as dominant as the men's side is. That's probably why they don't. But we have Mountain West, you'll know on the 4th and the 5th. Or the 5th is when the televised game is the 4th. You'll know the rest of the teams, so majority of the tournament on the 4th. So I believe they play till the 8th. They played last night, and they played Friday, Saturday, back-to-back days. And they play, and then they have off days, off weeks. They just play a game on Saturday. They one game on Saturday, and that's it. And sometimes some weeks the men will play 2 games back to back. Some games the women will play back to back. They'll play back to back days. Weeks. And then Conference USA, they still play tonight. The West Coast Conference will be found. You'll find out who will play in the West Coast Conference tournament today. That will end. They will end their seasons. The West Coast Conference will say. Find out who makes it to West Coast Conference tournament, and what seeds they're playing. Big Sky, they play today. They played on Thursday, then they played today, and then Monday you'll find out who makes the Big Sky Conference tournament and what their seed is and what round they're in. If they get buys, So you'll find that out, and that will be Monday. Monday evening, when you find that out. Big West plays till the 8th of March. They still have today's games, and then the 6th and 8th. 3 more game days for the Big West. They get to 20 games. Some teams already have an extra game play because some teams have the off day while the other teams play. But still, they have 3 more game days for the Big West. So we'll find out on the 8th when the Big West is done. I mentioned that. And yeah, that's about it pretty much. And then USC, UCLA, you find out probably who could be 1 seed, who could not be 1 seed. Maybe in the NCAAs. Maybe. But yeah. Then we have here, I'm going to show you something here. And yeah, we already found out now who is playing in the Sun Belt first round of the Sun Belt tournament here in Pensacola, Florida. They have a neutral site conference tournament. A lot of state conferences do, but this is like really neutral site. There's no Sun Belt team in Florida. So they just have the Sun Belt Conference tournament in Florida. So it's a true neutral site. Yeah. The women's play 2 games, and the men play 2 games. What they do is they do it so the semifinal, the team, the top 2 seeds get by all the way to semis. Then 3 and 4 play in the quarters, get by straight to quarters. The 5 and 6 get by the right before the quarters, which is I want to say it's the 4th one. Yeah, it is the 4th one. And then 7-8 get by the 3rd round on Thursday, 9-10 get by the 2nd round on Wednesday. And 11 to 14 play in the first round. They do it so they want the top seats in March Madness. Like the 1 seeder, number 2 seeder, and then they want the other teams. They want their top teams to make it to Madness and like the postseason teams on the men's and women's side. For the WNT, the WBAT, and the men's MNT. They want their top teams to be in the top tournaments, So, but yeah. And then we already found out Louisiana Monroe is getting invited to the second round. In Texas, as was Texas State. Then Georgia State's getting invited to the third round, along with Louisiana. Then the fourth round, it is Old Dominion getting invited, along with App State. Now, who is getting invited to the quarterfinals? That would be Coastal Carolina. And the semis start a little bit later. Or the quarterfinals start a little bit later on Saturday. Instead of starting at 12:30 Eastern, they start at 1:30 Eastern. 1:30 Eastern. But they start an hour later. It should be 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central. Instead of 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, like they did before. So Coastal Carolina plays in will get by the quarters, along with Troy. Okay. And then who gets the bite out of semis? That would be James Madison and Arkansas State. Yes. Those two teams will get by to the semis. So we'll see how each team, how it favors each team. I mean, the teams at the bottom, it's going to hurt them. But wonder how it helps the teams at the top. Because, having a week off or rest will help. Because then you just need because then you can just travel in on you could just travel in. And it depends, so, because both the men's and women's teams want to play. And we'll see how they do it, but if you can do it with your men's and women's teams, both being, not having to travel in for a few extra days, that would be nice. Because then you can get some, sleeping on the bed for a couple extra days in your dorm rooms, your student housing, whatever that they give you. And, that would be nice. But either way, having a bunch of days off would be kind of nice. But I wonder how the practice situation would be. Like teams practicing like James Madison or Kansas State, teams. How would the practice be? Do they have a practice court that they share time with each team? Each team, gets a designated practice time. Maybe they get so many. Maybe they get so much time, 30 minutes, hour, something like that, maybe. I would assume they might do it like that, especially all the teams that are playing that first day. And if they're playing like the second day, third day, so you might want practice. So if you do, yeah, then you'll get if they do practice, you'll do probably do already get a few days off for practice at least. Especially when you're near the top, but I still want to see a little rhythm. Maybe not like a hard practice or nothing like that, but or you can't prepare for your opponent practice, nothing like that. But it can be something where you get at least get some shots, like get a little bit of rhythm, like that, like a generic practice, kind of. It might be like when you're doing like a high school tournament or AAU tournament, you're playing various different teams, you don't really have film on. For this season, maybe for the season or all, don't like that, But if your team's massive, like you know what you did though. So